Look around at stuff. Today's topic is going to be Fujitsu mini split, and the particular unit I'm referring to on the inside is model number ASU 15RL-S3. And I will show this here. That is the inside and outside unit model numbers. And what I'm going to cover is inside maintenance first, an overview of that, and then I'll add on later the outside unit maintenance. The inside unit maintenance consisted of two big pieces. One is I was using an air conditioner mode and it started dripping water, and so I turned it off. And the first thing I did was obviously clean the filters, and I will show you those in a minute or two in some pictures. And they needed cleaning. There are two washable filters in the unit that you can get to, sort of. In my particular case, my inside blower unit is over 10, 12 feet up on the wall, and it's kind of hard to get to. I use a 10-foot ladder, and I'm almost 6 feet tall, so I have to stand up near the top of the ladder to even service the inside unit. Not in a particularly good location, but I could take the two washable filters out. And I will talk about the whole filter stuff in a minute. The main thing, and the only thing you can really do, is clean those filters. I had a secondary issue in the dripping of the coils. I wasn't sure that the hose coming out of the back of the inside unit, which takes condensate, that's what it's called, any moisture that's collected on the coils drips down into a pan that then is gravity fed. The pan is either set at an angle, I expect that's really what it is, that tilts any collected water toward the back where there is an attached drain hose, and it goes through the wall and then out somewhere, out of the house somewhere. In my particular case, it was mounted about, the whole unit is like 12 feet off of the floor, and on the back side it comes out in an attic, which is fine, except that it was about 20 some feet to a wall. So I had a situation where initially when it was installed, they used PVC pipe and drilled or mounted it to roof joists, I guess they're called, and then punched a hole through the brick exterior to extend the PVC pipe out to let it drip. The condensate dripped outside. In my particular case, where the pipe came out of the Fujitsu mini split, it attached to this PVC pipe that ran outside, and although the PVC pipe had a fairly steep pitch to it, i.e. gravity would take the water down and out, where the mini split attached to that pipe was almost level, or perhaps even had a slight downward pitch. So there was no guarantee I was going to get a good gravity feed out of my mini split to this PVC pipe outside. When it started leaking, I was afraid that was the situation. I bought this house, and the whole condensate line from the mini split had been flagged as a building code violation, and I think the real issue here was the way the gravity feed had been set up. There is no pump inside the mini split version I have. Maybe in some of the Fujitsu units they have a built-in pump, but I doubt it. I've seen videos where they do sell a small mini split pump that sits near the indoor unit. I opted not to go that way. I decided I needed a pump, and I got a normal sort of condensate pump and then plumbed for it. And I will show you the whole plumbing of the condensate line that I did to correct what was obviously an iffy gravity feed out of the back of my mini split. That's enough for the intro here. I will now show some pictures of what the unit looks like installed on the wall and the filters, and a note about a little filter you can buy that they say replace periodically, which I'm saying forget that, but I will show you in the next segment. This is the first piece of Uncle Ron's stuff, Fujitsu mini split. This particular, I would never get this right. There. It's probably 15, 20 years old. That's enough for this. This is part one. The filters. The mini split I have has these sorts of filters in them. They're washable. This part is all washable. And before I took it all apart, I read that there was another kind of paper filter that could go in. And so I ordered it, and it was like $70 for two of these teeny little filters here. That's a bad look. Okay. I had no clue. I did not pay any attention. I thought they were going to be, a giant filter up here. But instead, this is what I get. And how's that really supposed to do anything? Now, I can understand maybe if it had a scent to it or something like that, it would pull it or put a scent out in the air like lavender or something. But anyway, this is what I got. And when I took out these screens to wash them, I realized that down here and on the back, I'll show you, right there and right there and over here and over there are tabs in this screen where a little plastic box is supposed to sit, into which this paper filter is supposed to sit. I don't have the box. The filters were already $60. They want $20 for the box. I'm not doing that. In fact, I thought about throwing the filters away. I mean, they're a little teeny. I just don't get it. But this is what I came up with. I'm not buying the box, but I got these big Band-Aids. And this whole thing is going to sit, I think right through here, it actually sits on a supporting piece of plastic up in the unit. And it will be pressed up against that, and the Band-Aids just sort of keep it in place till I can get it up in there. So here's a solution. If you have these filters and you don't have a box, there's one way to deal with it. Again, I vacuumed these off. I have washed them out. I use slight detergent and water, and they're as clean as I can get them, although they still look dirty to me somehow if you look through. But anyway, these are the filters that go in my Fujitsu mini split. This is about the filters. I will have other sections and add on, but this takes care of this part.